This is for people that are having trouble with the Uconnect 8.4 Chrysler products, any Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge. For some reason, 2017 from 2019, this Uconnects, they have the problem that they basically peel off, and you will think is the lamination that brings from factory right in the front of the screen that we usually peel off. It's like a plastic. Well, it's not that. It's you can see how many ghost inputs it's doing by itself. So basically what's going on is you have your screen for the infotainment system, and between the screen and the outside there's something called the digitizer, and that's what actually makes your screen being a touch screen, the digitizer. But between the digitizer and the actual screen there is type of like it looks like a glue, for what I've read online from the FCA forums. And when that glue starts to disappear, basically come off, you see those bubbles. Now, the bubbles, the glue doesn't only act as a glue for the digitizer, it acts as a barrier, a heat barrier, or thermal barrier between the screen and the digitizer. So when the glue is not there anymore, there's no space between the digitizer and the actual screen, so those inputs start happening. I'm gonna try to show that how to fix it today. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but I'll try my best just to help people out. It's a cheap and good way to make it work. Alright, so I went ahead and bought some supplies. I just basically was explaining on the first video what the problem was, and right now you can see the bubble, how big it is. So basically that glue that is between the digitizer, which is this right here, which makes your screen touchable, and the screen, that glue in the middle is basically draining somewhere else. So that's why you get all those ghost inputs, especially on the top here. If it gets to like halfway through, it's a pain in the butt, because you basically won't be able to do anything every time you try to listen to a radio station or anything, because if they're right here at the top, it will be switching around by itself. So I'm gonna tell you how you take these off. So basically you pry in this top area on the sides and all the way to the bottom right here. And basically when it comes slightly off, you're gonna pull it off. There's nothing else holding it in place other than some clips. I don't have anybody to hold the phone, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna demonstrate what's on the back. There's a couple of things that we need, a couple of connectors that we need to disconnect, especially down here, and I'll demonstrate how to take off the radio. But basically the bezel, this right here, comes completely off without the screen. So the screen is going to be right behind it, so it's going to be this hole right here in the middle, and everything else comes apart. It's only clips. I'll show you guys later. So basically the easiest way to do it, because a lot of people are going to have issues trying to pull this off, the bezel off, and you're going to try to go up here and try to peel this off first, which is a pain in the butt. Just you go down here, and then with both hands, right hand here and the left hand on the other side, you'll pull this off. And as you can see, I already had them off the clips. Once you do that, you start working yourself up, and then once you get to the top, that's it, you remove it. It's very simple. All right, so once you remove the bezel, this is what you're looking like right now. So the air vents are gonna come out. Make sure you're extremely careful with these, because they're held by very small clips. They can break off easily. This is the connector for the bottom. That's where the climate control system is. So you can disconnect that. There's a clip right here on the side. You just hold it down, and it basically clips right there. And that's it. The bezel is out of the way. Can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, especially when you get to the top section. Just use some of those plastic pry panel tools, and it's gonna help you resolve the problem. All right, and then You got 4 7mm screws, so one on the top, one on the bottom on the left side, same on the other side, and then basically it will come out. As you can see, I can see some of the glue down here. All right, so once I take this inside the house, I'll explain you guys what else to do. But basically, so you guys have an idea, this metal piece right here, which is wrapping around the screen, yeah, it has quite a few clips. I think about 8 clips, but I'll show you guys once I get inside the house. You're basically gonna have to remove this. Be very careful not to bend too much the clips because this is metal, and then removing the digitizer from the screen, which is the most important part, just in case you want to reuse the digitizer, which is what I'm gonna do. I mean, I have no time to be buying right now another digitizer. We'll see if that works. All right, so this is what the unit looks like once you take it off. Okay, it's incredible because this unit right here, I actually bought it. It didn't came with a car. I bought it brand new, probably less than a year ago, and it's already, I bought it from infotainment itself, and it's already having that bubble, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. There is an option that you can buy the digitizer, and you basically, or the screen, the whole screen, and you basically have to unscrew these bolts right here, and then remove all that to be able to get to the screen, and then you basically put a new screen in there, and that's it, you're done. But in my case, I'm not gonna waste money on a screen. I'm gonna try to do the easy fix, see if that works. I heard online it has worked plenty of times, so why not save a couple of bucks, couple of hundred, couple of probably $1,000 too. This radio is not cheap, tell you that much. It's not cheap when you buy it online, but regardless, it's already out. We're gonna get to that later. Basically, this is what I was talking about. So you got this metal piece that is holding down on the digitizer itself, and it goes around the whole unit. So you got this clips right here. You got 1, 2, you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like I said before, 8 clips. You may want to use something either very thin to get in between, or anything like that. There's gonna be a connection on the bottom. I'll show you later for the digitizer. But use a small screwdriver, anything that can get right in there. I'm actually using this because it's very thin on the tip, and I already tried, and it goes right in there, perfect. So I'm gonna remove that, and once I have it removed, we'll go to the other steps. All right, so I have taken these off, and as I said before, you guys see that? It's a connector right there. Now, I don't know, see the little black cable? I don't know what the function of that is, but I know it's there, and I'm not gonna take it off. Now, this is the connector for the digitizer. I don't know if you guys can see, but that right there is the digitizer, and behind that is the screen, okay? So we wanna keep this in place. We don't wanna mess this up, okay? All right, so what I did is I rested on the table this right here, okay? I got a clothing that like a rag around the table, and this is the digitizer right here. Right behind it is the screen. So the way I'm gonna do this, since right in the middle is a glue right in the middle, I heard some people using a heat gun. I don't feel comfortable using a heat gun first, so I'm gonna use some fishing line to start working myself on the corner, and then try to make it all the way through to the other corner. and we're gonna see how that works. Now we have to remember, we gotta be careful with this connector right here for the digitizer. We don't want to screw that up. If we screw that up, you may as well just get a new digitizer, and you did all this for no reason. You're gonna have to wait on that digitizer to arrive home, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt. And what we're trying to do is trying to save a little bit of money. So let's go back to it. All right, so yeah, as you guys can see, this is the glue that I was talking about, and you can see where the bubble was. There's basically no glue. So what ends up happening is the digitizer touches the screen and it's reading it as a finger input. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna use some isopropyl alcohol. I put in this empty hydrogen peroxide that I had, just so you guys know that I'm not using this. That's the alcohol. I just had the empty bottle for hydrogen peroxide, and this is what I'm gonna be using. I'll spray it up. I'm gonna clean it with some paper towel, and then I'll use a glass cleaner at the end once I clean everything up to make sure that everything is clean and ready. And then that Gorilla Tape that I said we were gonna go back to it, we'll put it right on the corner and we'll trim it. And the space that you're gonna have in the middle, that is what I'm hoping is gonna work as a thermal barrier. The space in the middle between the screen and the digitizer. This is one of the thinnest double tape that you can find out there, and I think it's gonna work. We'll find out. I've seen only one person doing this. I'm just making sure, you know, for everybody else out there, making sure that it does work. And if it does work, we'll find out for sure. I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'll show you the results after cleaning. Like I said, very easy to take off. I didn't have to use a heat gun or anything like that. It was very easy to take off with a fishing line. Very, very easy. Just start in one corner and just make sure you do it slowly. Use a pair of gloves or something for the fishing line. Make sure you use a fishing line that is very thin, not too big, not too thick, I mean. And use some gloves, because it will, you know, if you get stuck in something, it's gonna cut. So make sure you take care of your fingers, and make sure you take care of that once you start doing the pulling with the fishing line. All right, this is so far what I got. I cleaned the screen. I took the glue out. Make sure you take there's like a little sticky thing that I guess it comes with these from factory. Make sure you take it out from the corners, okay? So I took out the glue from the digitizer. If the digitizer doesn't look very clear, it's normal, okay? It's supposed to look like that. Once you put it over the screen, it's supposed to look clear again. It's just how it looks. What else? Make sure when you clean that, you don't scratch the screen. If you scratch your screen, there is no way to solve that problem. Also, be prepared to have a lot of paper towel ready. You're gonna need it. It's a lot of paper towel to be able to use to be able to clean the screen for all that glue. It's very, very sticky. I cannot tell you how sticky it looks. So far, this right here, as you can see, is the Gorilla Glue. It's it looks about that thick. It's not too thick. So I put on this side, on the bottom. On this one, I'm gonna put on the right below that connector right there. I'm gonna assemble it, and we'll see what happens after. All right, so I put it back. I cleaned the top with alcohol. It's looking good, so we're gonna find out. I'm gonna put it in the car, and I'll let you guys see if that works or not. We'll find out together. Alrighty. All right, a quick update. I think I got it working finally. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt. For some reason, once I install it, it wouldn't be able, like some places it would be able to let me touch screen, and I don't know, now it's working fine, as you can see. I'm barely touching it and it works. Everything seems to be working okay. But I did notice when you put it in, you got to be careful with this metal frame. For some reason, if you push on this metal frame too hard, the distance between the digitizer and the screen itself, it won't be great. So it may vary on the screen. So you got to make sure that you push this frame equally on the corners first, and then like opposite corners. Otherwise, it's gonna give you some trouble. I had to put it in, and then I had to disassemble, and that's when I realized that that was creating the problem. And I think that's what happened. That's what's going on from factory. It creates pressure in one of the corners on installation, and that's what creates the bubble, all that bubbling going through the screen. It always starts on the corner. It never starts on the center. It never starts anywhere else. It starts on the corners. So I think that it may be from this metal frame right here, creating pressure on the corners. Because believe it or not, this metal frame is clipped, like I said at the beginning of the video, but it does move around a little bit. So I think that's what's creating some of the problems. But as you can see, it's working. Everything seems to be running just great, which is nice, because having the ghost touches happening is very, very, very annoying. So it seems to be working okay. So yeah, that's a quick, easy fix. Probably less than 20 bucks, I would say. Just a lot of paper towels to clean, but thank God it's working rather nicely. But yeah, just be aware of that, of this metal piece. Don't press it down too hard when you install it, and make sure you press it equally on the four corners. Otherwise, you may have one corner that is closer to the screen than the others. So far, it's working great. So yeah, that's it. I hope everybody gets something out of this, and you guys can, you know, save a little bit of money. Because this, especially the screens, the digitizers can go from like $70 and up, and the screens with the digitizer, it goes up to 600 bucks, depending where you got it. I've seen some places on eBay close to 600, not yet there, but they're very, very expensive. And so far it's working. I didn't do anything special. I didn't get a new digitizer. I didn't get a new screen. It's the same screen I had. Just clean it up real well. Just be careful when you clean it with alcohol, not to scratch the skin, the screen, sorry. Try to get as much as possible with alcohol. I found out that if you leave the alcohol sitting for a little bit on the screen or the digitizer, it makes that gluey stuff comes out a lot easier. Otherwise, it took me about an hour to get that screen and the digitizer clean. And I realized once I soaked the digitizer with the alcohol, it was a lot better. Don't use any acetone. Just use, you know, alcohol. If you use acetone, it can eat the screen, and that's no bueno, my man. It can screw up the whole system. And this right here is not cheap, tell you that much. Chrysler, it gave us such an amazing system, but the quality just sucks. I can't believe this thing is less than a year old and it's already giving me issues. But yeah, that's a quick fix. Thank you everybody for watching, and you know, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hopefully this can help everybody else having the same issue.